Hello, America. This is Rex Martin, just a little man with big ideas saying, stop the madness. Today is a history lesson. Humans originally existed as members of small bands of nomadic hunters and gatherers. They lived on deer in the mountains during the summer and would go to the coast and live on fish and lobster in the winter. The two most important events in all of our history were the invention of beer and the invention of the wheel. The wheel was invented to get man to the beer. They were the foundation of modern civilization, and together were the catalysts for the splitting of humanity in two distinct groups, liberals and conservatives. Once beer was discovered, it required grain, and that was the beginning of agriculture. Neither the glass bottle nor aluminum can were invented, yet so while our early humans were sitting around waiting for that to be invented, they just stayed close to the brewery. That's how villages were formed. Some men spent their days tracking and killing animals to barbecue at night while they were drinking beer. This was the beginning of what is known as the conservative movement. Other men who were weaker and less skilled at hunting learned to live off the conservatives by showing up for the nightly barbecue and doing the sewing, fetching, and hairdressing. This was the beginning of the liberal movement. Some of these liberal men eventually evolved into women. They became known as girly men. Some noteworthy liberal achievements include the domestication of cats, the invention of group therapy, group hugs, and the concept of democratic voting to decide how to divide the meat and beer that conservatives provided. Over the years, conservatives came to be symbolized by the largest, most powerful land animal on earth, the elephant. Liberals are symbolized by the jackass for obvious reasons. Modern liberals like imported beer with lime added, but most prefer white wine and imported bottled water. Tofu and French food are standard liberal fare. Another interesting evolutionary side note, most of their women have higher testosterone levels than their men. Most social workers, personal injury attorneys, journalists, dreamers in Hollywood, and group therapists are liberals. Liberals invented the designated hitting rule because it wasn't fair to make the pitcher also bat. Conservatives drink domestic beer, mostly Bud or Miller. They eat red meat and still provide for their women. Conservatives are big game hunters, rodeo cowboys, lumberjacks, construction workers, firemen, medical doctors, police officers, engineers, corporate executives, athletes, members of the military, airline pilots, and generally anyone who works productively. Conservatives who own companies hire other conservatives who want to work for a living. Liberals produce little or nothing. They like to govern the producers and decide what to do with the production. Liberals believe Europeans are more enlightened than the Americans. That is why most of the liberals remained in Europe when conservatives were coming to America. They crept in after the Wild West was tamed and created a business of trying to get more for nothing. Here ends today's lesson in history. And on that note, I think I'm just going to have myself another beer. This is Rex Martin saying, stop the madness.